Alright everybody, what's going on? ALTX here bringing you more of the NR2003 SRDesign Cup Series. It is time for the All-Star race. We are on the round 13. I'm pretty sure last year I just did a race with all the cool paint schemes. We are going to have an All-Star Open this time. It's just going to be a 20-lap race here, and then the All-Star race itself will also be a... no, I'm going to do 40 laps for the All-Star race. Yep, 20 laps for the Open, 40 laps for the All-Star race. The way it's going to work is pretty simple. There's no real better way to do this. There we go. Qualifying results. Yeah, so they qualified for the Open starting positions. Austin Dillon wins the pole. I'm just going to say top 4 make the big show for the All-Star race. Because, I don't know. I feel like that'll be better. There's a lot of guys in here that could definitely be in it. Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, Bubba Wallace even could be competitive. Chastain, Reddick might be competitive. And then there's even some guys down here. DiBenedetto and Busch for sure. There's a lot of cars that could be competitive if they made the All-Star race. As you can see the spread throughout the field, it's pretty tight amongst these guys. So, definitely just going to have 4 people. There's 18 cars in the All-Star race, and as for the paint schemes themselves, these are all just the generic paint schemes. And as for the All-Star roster, I kind of just picked drivers that are good and that have won and that were in it last year. I didn't go into detail with it. And as far as paint schemes go, I recycled some fantasy paint schemes that I used last year and some that I didn't use last year. There are a good, I think, 10-ish cars that just have paint schemes that aren't real and were custom made by random dudes, but they look really cool. So I'm like, hey, why not All-Star? I don't think there's any actual All-Star paint schemes, though. And then the majority of the field is just going to be running regular paint schemes. But spice it up with some different cars, make it look electric, make it look a little bit different, be a little bit more fun to watch. I'm going to skip this starting sequence and go to the command that I missed. Gentlemen, start your engines. There we go, rolling off. Now would be a good time for our One to Green brought to you by SRDesign. SRDesign is a growing business headed by Seth Rawls, where you can go to for all of your logo and design needs. They produce superb paint schemes, series logos, company logos, event logos, and everything else within the graphic design realm. Check out their site, www.sethrawlsdesign.com, and a link in the description below. Played tricks on my brain there. Almost forgot to read that, and I was like, shoot, how does it go again? Hold it up. Real quick. Now, the physics here are slightly edgy. A couple cars might get the wall, but for the most part, there is a really high lane, and these cars do a great job grabbing that high lane and ripping the wall. It is so cool to see when it happens. Definitely going to be a fun video of racing. What a good track. And we get to do a long Coca-Cola 600 here, too, in the next video. I'm excited for that, but for now, we've got a race to decide who makes another race. The Open. Austin Dillon and Cole Custer leading us down, and we are green for a 20-lap showdown. Ty Dillon already going under his brother to make it 3 wide. Wasting no time trying to get to the lead and keep himself safe. You don't have to win this race, but it sure would feel nice. Chastain peeking below there, maybe making it 4 wide. I would not recommend that early on. It's going to be Ty Dillon jumping out to the lead. Cole Custer way up high. He's going to get a huge run off the corner. Ty Dillon shuts the door on him. Oh, and they're wrecking already. Oh, huge wreck. Caution is out. Several cars out of this thing already. DiBenedetto got caught up in it. Reed Sorensen, Brennan Gaughan, Corey LaJoie, they've still got a race back, I believe. Yes, they're not racing back. Okay, good. Massive wreck early on to take some guys out of the running for it. Considering you need to finish top 4, you can go ahead and count out Corey LaJoie, Reed Sorensen, Brennan Gaughan. And Quinn Hoff is on pit road after a successful second place finish at the point scramble. Already on pit road. Doesn't look like we have any DNFs, but we are going to take a look at the replay of what brought out the caution. Now, I believe it all starts here with DiBenedetto. He gets in there real hot, makes some contact with Brennan Poole. That shoves them up the track. This is why 4 wide doesn't work. Brennan Gaughan kind of sticks his nose in there, but this track is narrow. So 54 kind of washes up. 21 can't do anything. 50, I think the 15 actually comes down, and now they all just run out of room. And unfortunately, I think DiBenedetto gets away pretty clean, but unfortunately for Brennan Gaughan, he has nowhere to go. McLeod gets into the back of him, and they go hard into the wall. Everybody kind of stacks up here. Sorensen nowhere to go. Huge hit there. Just a lot of cars trying to be in the same place at once. DiBenedetto is actually going to get away with very minimal damage. We'll get a full speed replay of this right now. Here we'll see the madness just simply unfolding as guys in the back are trying to get everything they can early on, and just, wow, looks a lot more like Brendan Cole's fault from that angle. It's a massive accident taking out a lot of cars. We'll take you back live for the restart now. Back live at Charlotte, pacing on lap 5 of 20. We do have some cars out of this race. Brennan Gaughan and Reed Sorensen have retired. Too much damage to carry on. See Corey LaJoie, they have done the best they can. They've actually done a solid job fixing that car up. AJ McLeod still's got some bad damage on the right side. Same with Fincham. As for the rest of the field, minimal damage and nothing else from Benedetto. A little bit of nose crack there. That's it. Meanwhile, up at the front, currently the 4 guys in the transfer spot are Ty Dillon, Ross Chastain, Cole Custer, and Tyler Reddick. Austin Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, Bubba Wallace follow closely behind. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Suarez, and Ryan Preece finishing out that top 10. And there you can see the 0-0 car of Quinn Houff on track, 3 laps down, hoping for a miracle at this point, I guess. There is a small price to winning the All-Star race. There's no $1 million I can give out to the virtual driver that doesn't exist, so I'll discuss the price for the All-Star race later. It's probably, I think I've got it down somewhere in the schedule. It's just like playoff points or something like that. Meanwhile, we get ready to go back racing on lap 5 of 20. Ty Dillon with a bold 3-wide move was able to secure the lead on the initial start. Now we'll see if he can hang on to it, at least hang on to a top 4 position. That's all he needs. You see Reddick peeks under Cole Custer. Maybe hoping that 0-0 is not damaged. Remember, hoping he can make some hay down there on the bottom. Maybe he's going to take it 3 wide here. An aggressive move for sure to try and keep himself distanced from Austin Dillon. Oh, and contact there. Chastain keeps it out of the wall, and they're 4 wide coming off the turn. 4 wide down the down the front stretch, and it looks like they're going to get out of that. Definitely putting it all on the line to make the big show. Chastain with a huge run off the top. Finds his way clear of the mess. Tyler Reddick also in front of it. Cole Custer and Austin Dillon losing ground fast. There's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Oh, he slides up. Oh, look out! Ty Dillon comes onto pit road. Ty Dillon has pulled onto pit road from the lead. What could it be? That hands the lead of the race over to Ross Chastain. And that scramble allows Daniel Suarez to shuffle up to 3rd. Although he's 3 wide, he's got Dillon and Stenhouse on both sides of him. Have more on Ty Dillon in a minute. Oh, contact. They're bouncing off each other. They're 4 wide again. Do they make it out this time? And they do. Austin Dillon losing lots of ground here as the 0-0 of Quinn Houff is still up in the lead. Ty Dillon still on pit road, trying to diagnose whatever the issue is. Quinn Houff definitely making things interesting. Oh, he goes up the track. They're all trying to get by him. John Hunter Nemechek through to the transfer position. Austin Dillon almost spins off of turn 4. The 38 and the 96. The other 2. Oh, the 0-0 is on the wall. He's going to hold up Christopher Bell and Cole Custer. They make contact trying to get by. Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick have checked out, but back here, it's every man for himself. Nemechek has a decent lead, but that last transfer spot is an absolute dogfight. Now Bubba Wallace, Ryan Preece are in the picture. Daniel Suarez currently holds it, but he doesn't have quite the funding these guys behind him have. But look at the run he's going to get off the corner here. He's going to be able to easily defend this position as long as he can hang on to the top. And now there goes Bubba Wallace under Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Austin Dillon with a big run coming off the bottom. Gets under the 43 and stalls his run out. Looks to get by him for now. Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, John Hunter, Nemechek. I was going to say Daniel Suarez is in the show, but Stenhouse drove it in really deep and almost turned him. Stenhouse is coming fast. He's got a really good car, it seems. Suarez trying his best to hold on as long as he can, but Stenhouse is closing fast. He's right up on his back bumper. 8 to go this time. I'm excited. We're going to have to do it. Oh, he goes under him here. Suarez is going to have to top. Stenhouse is going to have to check up for him being on that bottom line. Side by side down the backstretch. Suarez with the advantageous line. He's right up against that wall. He's going to get a better run off. Stenhouse is a really strong race car. 43's on the wall in the back. No caution. Well, that is going to hurt his chances big time. Suarez fighting with his life to try and keep this final transfer spot. He's going to get a better run off, but Stenhouse is coming closer to clearing him. Oh, he tries to cut under him, and Stenhouse cuts it off. Now Suarez to the bottom of the track. He's going to try and dive him back. Throws it in there knowing he's running out of opportunities. Stenhouse, though, looks like he's going to power off the corner. And for the time being, he's going to secure that final spot. 6 to go. A hard-fought battle for Daniel Suarez, but that 47 car looks too good to be beat for that transfer spot. If this is any sign to tell what the All-Star race and the Coke 600 is to bring, I am thrilled. This is going to be fun. No news on the Ty Dillon machine, still on pit road. Consider him out. 6 laps down with 5 laps to go. It's mathematically impossible to make it at this point. All Daniel Suarez can do now is hope for a caution. Hope for it fast, as if we have a caution too late, we're not going to get back going, and the race might as well be over. Tyler Reddick racing John Hunter Nemechek merely for bragging rights at this point. I mean, ideally for Suarez, one of these guys take each other out. Then even if the race ends, he still transfers. Four to go, and they're just racing out at this point. It's a real shame for Ty Dillon. It was an amazing power move on the very first lap of the race to go up and take the lead. And it looked like he was going to be able to do a decent job at just keeping it. But that was not the story for him. Mechanical issues proved to be a little bit too much. If we go through the field briefly, we'll see Corey LaJoie finishing with damage. Obviously, all these guys with damage. See, there's Quinn Hoff and Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace has some heavy right side damage. Oh my goodness, they must have already wrecked up here. They must have almost wrecked. Saw them really low against the line. Oh, look out. Things are starting to stack up here with 2 to go. Suarez is back up to the back end of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Seems he's still got some tire left. He goes to the bottom. Hang on, this is not over. Stenhouse is not locked into this race. Strong run by Suarez on the bottom. Stenhouse gets a better run off, but don't look now. Here comes Christopher Bell to be part of the conversation. White flag is out this time. It's going to be a 3-way battle for the final transfer spot into the race. They are almost 3 off the corner. Bell almost turns Suarez, and he backs off of it. White flag is waving. Stenhouse on the outside with the preferred line, but Suarez is there. He drives it in really hard, gets up on his door, doesn't give Stenhouse a lot of room. Stenhouse gets a great drive off the corner, and that could be it for Suarez. I don't know what else he's got in the tank for him. Besides Corey LaJoie slow up front, he's going to hold up Tyler Reddick. Bell gets through. Bell's got to run. It's not going to be enough. Stenhouse is going to make it. It's going to be Ross Chastain, John Hunter Nemechek, Tyler Reddick, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. barely hanging on. Maybe another lap and Christopher Bell could have made the show, but wow, it was a close race all the way to the finish. I thought it was over. Then with 3 laps to go, Suarez surged back and almost eked his way into the big show. Speaking of the big show, I'm going to go add these 4 drivers to the roster. And I will be back to watch that action. And we are back. It is time to settle the score with the All-Star race. A 40-lap dash around Charlotte under the lights with some of the sport's brightest shining stars. And this is definitely going to be a good race. Now, there's a little gimmick I have. There's a little NASCAR-style gimmick I've got. There's a little bit of merit to qualifying in the top 10. As you can see, the drivers are qualifying in the top 10, so this is going to be weird. We are going to double the prize victory for winning the All-Star race for 3 random starting positions in this top 10. And by the way, the prize for winning the All-Star race is 10 playoff points. That's it. It's not huge. It's not supposed to be season changing. So, here we go. I'm going to generate a number 3 times, and those 3 starting positions, they are basically eligible to win double the playoff points if they win the All-Star race. So I'll explain after we generate. Here we go. I clicked it, I swear. So P1, that's Kyle Busch. Oh wait, it's not working. It generated 1 every time. Hang on. There we go. We're going to... 9, 7, and 9. Okay, it's not going to work. 9, 7, and 8. So, okay, that's stupid. So, 7, 8, and 9, right? Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, and Denny Hamlin. Those 3 guys. So, sorry that drawing was weird. I clicked it like 4 times, and it kept drawing the first one, so I refreshed. I kind of messed that up, but it's fine. So, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, and Denny Hamlin. If either of those 3 cars win the race, they will win 20 playoff points. That's it. Just add a little bit of weight to this thing. A little bit of unnecessary drama. You know, the NASCAR way. Only if you qualify in the top 10, you're eligible for that. So those are the 3. The 19, the 10, and 11. Remember those. Cool. Got it just in time for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Definitely a cool command. We'll go with the starting lineup. Probably should have done that already. There's John Hunter Nemechek had to race his way in, along with Tyler Reddick. Joey Logano starting deep in the field. Stenhouse, another guy that had to race his way in. Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, Chastain raced his way in. Ryan Blaney, Clint Boyer, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman starting 5th and 6th. Jimmie Johnson 4th, Kyle Larson 3rd. Eric Jones starting 2nd, Kyle Busch on pole. We'll look at some of the paint schemes real quick, because these are some nice paint schemes, especially this 22 car. Look at this thing. This thing is awesome. Love this car a lot. Brad Keselowski's car is beautiful, too. I love all the silver and blue stuff we got going on. Ryan Blaney's PPG car is just different. That's not special, really. Chase Elliott's car, literally electric. If we look at this thing, if we get a good look at it, yeah, there we go. That thing looks awesome. William Byron's car is this cool, wavy, exalted thing. Truex's car is pretty wild. Eric Almirola's car is just a weird design. Looks good. And Kevin Harvick, that is an actual paint scheme, actually. I just thought the Busch plaid would be like a good idea to put in an All-Star race. I don't know why. Kyle Larson with an Ineos car. Ineos, however you say it. And Kyle Busch, red numbers and a different... I like that 18 car a lot, actually. It's weird, but it's different. Here we go. 40 laps at Charlotte to decide who wins the All-Star race. Kyle Busch and his teammate Eric Jones will lead us down the front stretch. And we are racing in Charlotte. Now, Eric Jones spun him real bad. Kyle Busch got a fantastic start. Was able to jump out to a lead instantaneously, and he's going to pull Kyle Larson with him. Unlike a point scramble, the only position here that matters is the first one. Kyle Busch already looking to stretch it out on Kyle Larson. You see Eric Jones right up on the top side. Whoa, he was going to try and go around Kevin Harvick, but he's forced to tuck in behind him, and he actually gives Harvick a shove. Try and push the 4 out in front of the 48. It's actually a 2-horse battle right now. Whoa, look out. Harvick slides up. He does grab that high side, though, and you see he's going to get a big run here. Kevin Harvick and Jimmie Johnson side by side, and Martin Truex Jr., by the way. Oh, contact there between Hamlin and Jones. They're 4 wide. That's always dangerous. Oh, Kurt Busch gets a squeeze. They save it. They love going 4 wide. I was going to say, Martin Truex Jr., the highest running driver of those 3 that were randomly picked to win double the playoff points if they win the race, currently filed in 5th position. A couple spots back is Denny Hamlin. And Eric Almirola is mired decently deep in the field. as the field flies off turn 4 to take lap 440. Jimmie Johnson looking racy early, getting under Kyle Larson for second. Erik Jones drives under Kevin Harvick, but Harvick's got that top side, should be able to defend the position pretty nicely. A little bit more pressure on those Joe Gibbs guys, the 11 and the 19 racing each other. If one of them gets up there and wins, it's 20 points. Looks like Erik Jones has got the better car. I didn't even notice Jimmie Johnson actually drove by Larson on what I think was the inside. 201 heading into the corner, and he's going to rip that top side, and he should go right around Larson. I don't know, maybe Johnson's car is better on the bottom than it is on the top, because that wasn't the room we've been seeing from everybody else off the top. Only constant is Kyle Busch leading with a comfortable gap out front. And I think right here he's going to get him for sure. And while these two have been battling, Erik Jones and Kevin Harvick were able to close up, and I think all the while they're all gaining on Kyle Busch. Yeah, oh, no, never mind. Kyle Busch is fast. Erik Jones is just really ripping right now. As the field all flies by, we'll check in the back a little bit. Joey Logano, things have not gone his way. He is struggling early on very badly. Chastain has gone backwards. In the back, it's 3 wide for last. That's exciting. And then it's a pretty big cutoff here. The guys who have it figured out and the guys who don't have it figured out. Fortunately, it's just the All-Star race. At least it's not the 600 yet. Oh, Nemechek in the wall big time. Riding it off turn 2. All pretty much single file over here. Tire wear should start to take effect soon. People are going to stop setting their fastest laps of the race eventually. There we go. 3 wide there. Oh, Hamlin slides up big time. He's going to get split by his teammate and Kevin Harvick. They are really racing hard, about 5th on back. The top 4 are pretty spread out. Even though I do see Jimmie Johnson closing in on Kyle Busch. Oh, contact there between the 11 and the 19. Looks like the 11 hooked his teammate off the corner and Truex almost went around. They both hung on to it. Amazingly, contact there between Newman and Kurt Busch. Cars are really out of control. These are nothing like what they usually drive. If you've seen the speeds at the top of your screen there, even 10 laps into the run, they are over 200 miles an hour heading to the corner. These things are sliding all over the place. Meanwhile, back at the front, Jimmie Johnson has caught Kyle Busch. He goes under him, and Erik Jones has caught Kyle Larson. Got a battle for the lead in the All-Star race. And Jimmie Johnson on the inside. He's got a great run on the inside there. I think he might be able to slide up in front. Not yet. Kyle Busch is hanging on. But the way that first set of corners went, I think Johnson might be able to clear him. Busch is going to get a run. He might cross him back under. Well, he gets a run, but the 48's looking strong early in this race. Kyle Busch does peak low. Yeah, Kyle Busch is going to dive it back under him. Kyle Busch is definitely a no-quit driver. He's actually going to get through the bottom just about as well as Jimmie Johnson did. It looks like he might just go right back around. Of course, being side by side, Kyle Larson and Erik Jones are now part of the conversation. Johnson still holding strong on the top. Still door-to-door with each other. Last time we saw the 48 this fast, it was Richmond. They led almost the whole race, but ended up losing. Definitely a breath of fresh air to see a Hendrick car in the top 5. Although, I say that, but Chase Elliott's been really good too. Not today. Now Kyle Larson is there. Larson making a statement. He's going to actually get under Jimmie Johnson. Kyle Busch was able to fend off the attack of the 48. And now they're side by side again. Oh, there goes Truex again. He saves it again. He's got to be getting pissed off. His patience has to be wearing thin. So it looks like that top side actually fades after about 10 laps into the run, because you saw the 48 was up there, but he really didn't get that great of a run that time. And we'll see it here. He's not up there, but he's definitely he's a little up there. Okay, there he was actually able to hug down on Erik Jones. But now these guys are battling and letting Kyle Busch get away again. So just all the more tire-saving Kyle Busch can do. So looking him up on the top side, Erik Jones actually running pretty close there. Maybe that's why. No, he actually got really loose off the corner. Well, Kyle Larson went up there and passed Jimmie Johnson, so now it's going to be up to Kyle Larson to see if he can get by Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch did a superb job defending against the 48 for the lead. And I don't know if his worries at the 48 are over. Johnson is not willing to let Larson be the guy that go up there and race him. He is really good through the center of 1 and 2. He's able to use that to keep on their door into 3 and 4. Looks like he's going to try and do what he did to Kyle Busch. Although it's going to be thwarted by Erik Jones, taking him 3 wide. He backs out of it at the last second, seeing it's not going to stick. A wise move. It looked like he was going to have a chance at getting by Larson there, but Erik Jones had something to say about it. Really gets in and makes it stick. See that bottom in 1 and 2 looks like it's working. Bottom middle groove more like no one's really running that stripe at all. There he goes again. No Erik Jones to worry about this time. Oh, but he slides up a little bit. Harvick really hooks it there. He's going to get a great run off the corner. Right now they are racing for rights to race Kyle Busch, essentially. Tire wear has definitely taken grip. I guess, yeah, it is, in a sense, it has taken some grip. 3 wide down the backstretch between the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cars. Jones backs off again. He ducks in behind the 48. What they got to do is they got to figure this thing out. They got to let somebody have second and go up there and race Kyle Busch. He's just going to keep pulling away. That gap is slowly growing. Just barely. The more it grows, the harder it's going to be to gain ground. 3 wide again. They are on top of each other, and this time it's going to carry all the way to 3 and 4. Johnson shuts the door on Erik Jones. Really good run by Larson that time. Interestingly enough, they're running just about the same lap times as Kyle Busch, just a tick slower, despite battling each other and being side by side. The whole field flies by. Oh my goodness, almost a wreck there. William Byron saves it. We've seen guys really slide it out the corner, and of course, the 1 lap I move away from it, Johnson finally gets clear of Kyle Larson. Maybe if he can keep him behind him, we can see somebody go up there and race Kyle Busch. Actually ran slightly quicker than the 18 car that time around, and now Larson has Erik Jones to deal with, and look out, the rest of the pack is coming, by the way. Kevin Harvick closing with Truex, Kurt Busch in tow. Kind of looking around at their speeds in the middle of the corner. It looks like, ooh, Kyle Busch got through 3 and 4 really good. See if the gap closes at all. That time it does. Johnson by half a tenth. I can only assume the 48 gets through 1 and 2 way better, because that's where he seems to be making up all his ground. Yeah, he's faster through just about the entire turn there. Crossed over halfway. It is now about chasing Kyle Busch down, and hopefully the 42 follows the 48. It'll be more interesting if Johnson gets up there and battles Kyle Busch. Everybody else will catch up, and it'll just be more fun to watch. So he's shaving off a half tenth every lap. It's not a comfortable rate of gain. The tires could push a little bit more in Kyle Busch's direction, and just like that, Kyle Busch should be... Oh, look out there, wrecking on the back. That's Truex around. He hits the inside wall hard. That's going to be our first caution of the day. He was not able to hang on to it that time. Johnson was closing. He's got a good long-run car, but Kyle Busch has the best car all around. He's going to retain the lead for the time being. Another almost 10th off the lead that time. What the 48 needed was for that to go green, it seemed like. And Kevin Harvick. Harvick was coming. Martin Truex Jr. with some heavy damage to that car. He almost got taken out twice. And the 3rd time it finally happened. We'll have to go back and take a look at the replay, which we will do after pit stops, because we are going to have pit stops probably. Seeing as the lap times have fallen off by about half a second. No takers. Alright. Whatever. Guys just proved me wrong. Sure, that's fine, whatever. Let's go look at what happened to Truex. Here we go. As we can see, it starts with Harvick. Harvick really getting out of the gas. They're running a lot slower, and Truex already watching up the tracks. Got to check up. He hits Harvick. Just domino effect, pretty much. Unfortunate there. Excellent job by Harvick keeping it off the inside wall. Yeah, not much you can do about that. Just unfortunate. Not a whole lot of time to react. Right along with Chase Elliott. I just ran out of room. We'll be right back with the restart. Back live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Currently pacing just over the halfway break. I believe we're on lap 15 so far today. Oh, well, caution lights are still on. Then we skipped a lap. Let's try this again. There we go. Pace car lights are off. We are currently under caution on lap 2640. So far, it has been Kyle Busch all the way out front. Started from the pole and was very easily able to get out there and take command of the race. But we did see Jimmie Johnson finally fight his way through to second. We did see him catch up to Kyle Busch, race him a little bit, take the lead for just a second. And Kyle Larson got up there, and Kyle Busch was able to drive back away. 48 got through to second again, started to gain slightly, and then we had a caution. So, not just the 48, but Kyle Larson was also able to drive up there. And that run was about 22 laps. Larson got really fast right around the midpoint of that run. So, it could be a Kyle Larson victory or an Erik Jones victory. All I know is Larson seemed to have the fastest car for a few laps there in the middle of that run, which plays in perfectly to his hands if we go green all the way. Kyle Busch in the best situation. I don't know that the 48 is going to have what it takes because they are a long run car and there's not enough laps left. I feel like Kyle Larson might be in the best position to go up there. Erik Jones is sort of been a bystander. Got good short run speed, but if we're talking about best odds to win the race, it's Kyle Busch hands down. He is a rocket in the first few laps, and the speed doesn't really fall off all that bad for him. Although the tires are old. Oh, I didn't even think about that. The tires are old. Well, we'll see what happens. Forgot they didn't change tires. Green flag is back out. Once again, Kyle Busch with a great jump. Everybody else stacking up behind the 48. Kurt Busch goes under his teammate Kyle Larson. Not wasting time, and that inside line is going to dominate. It's got enough grip down there. He's going to go right around Larson. Nobody out of the race. Truex and Nemechek with heavy damage probably out of the running for the win. See the 48 and the 18 drifting up high, and look out, here comes Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch getting around Kyle Larson early. Look, he's already looking under the 20 of Erik Jones. I'm surprised by that. We didn't see a whole lot of Kurt Busch anywhere in the first half of this race, and now he is making his presence known at the front. Oh, Hamlin, contact there between Hamlin and Keselowski. How about Brad Keselowski? Started all the way back there, and he's fought his way back up here. And if he gets lucky, he just might be able to go up there and race for the win. Larson back under his teammate Kurt Busch. We see Kyle Busch keeping a steady gap between him and the 48 car. A lot of different lane choices now. Some guys ripping the top, some people... Oh, Denny Hamlin's around. Oh, hard hit. Off the bumper of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott comes back up into the field. He collects Almirola. William Byron. Oh, Boyer. Truex again. Big crash to bring out the caution again. Caution is out, and I don't think any of these guys... That's the 11, the 10, and the 19 all in one wreck. I don't think any of those guys are winning any bonus points. Yeah, there's no chance for a double playoff point prize anyways. It was a stupid idea anyways. Who cares? Curious to see if we're going to have anyone come on the pit road. But wow, that takes out a lot of race cars. Just watching back there, they were getting real racy. Chase Elliott spinning another Joe Gibbs car. I don't know if it was his fault again. Or I don't even think it was his fault the last time. It was just a racing incident. Want to see if anybody comes down and takes tires. Nope. No tires. Whatever. Replay. Alright, back live at Charlotte. Here we'll get a nice view of it. And, oh, Hamlin comes down a tad. It looks like Chase Elliott's expecting him to wash up to the wall, but Hamlin doesn't. And hard impact there for Hamlin. Unfortunately, for these guys here, it looks like the contact did not end. Yeah, Chase got tagged that sent him back up the track. Brad Keselowski hanging on to it. Was able to save it, but Aric Almirola unfortunately got collected. Byron got a piece of it, and he just kept spinning. Great job by most of these guys missing it. Nothing Clint Boyer can do, and man, all these guys back here, he just got collected. We'll take a full speed replay here. See a monster impact for Hamlin. That is, oh my god, that is horrible. And we'll see from a different angle so we can capture the rest of the carnage. See, Eric Almirola, no idea chasing Elliott. Brett Keselowski does an insane job of holding on to that race car. Jeez, Clint Boyer got knocked around. Clint Boyer also had a bird's eye view of the whole thing. Oh my goodness, Denny Hamlin. Viewer discretion is advised. That is violent. See absolutely no more movement from that car after he stops. It's dead. We'll take you back live for the restart in just a moment. Back live at Charlotte Motor Speedway here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Massive multi-car wreck taking out a lot of race cars recently. Well, not a lot. Clint Boyer and Denny Hamlin are retired from the race. Martin Truex Jr. and Eric Almirola suffering heavy crash damage. John Hunter Nemechek and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting some minor damage out of it. Oh, a good hit for Nemechek, but not so bad, really. As you see the field pacing down the back stretch, we are currently under caution on lap 33 of 40. Kyle Busch has led the way so far. He got an excellent restart last time. He was able to drive away from the 48. Top four pretty much stayed the same. Kurt Busch did jump under Kyle Larson and have him for the moment, but Larson was able to get him back, so it really seems like it might be between the top four. Although they cannot let Kyle Busch get away like they did last time. He jumped out there, and once he's out there, it's really hard to reel him back in. They're only going to have 7 laps to do it. 7 more laps to decide it all here in Charlotte. Kyle Busch leads us back around, goes early in the box, green flag, and they timed the restart excellently. They are all over each other already. Larson already under Eric Jones to try and take the 3rd spot away. He's going to make it work too, because that inside on the restarts is really good. As you see Johnson hook it around the bottom, he's all over the back bumper of Kyle Busch. He's got to go now, though, because Kyle Larson will pass him if he waits too long. There, oh, he checks up, he backs it up, he's going to get a good run. He gets to the quarter panel, oh, he backs off, he almost turns the 18. 6 to go under the lights. 48 had to back out of it there, he's going to get a chance to set him up again. 3 wide behind him with Kurt Busch and Eric Jones and Kyle Larson. The way they're battling, it might be a 2-horse race. It would be the Kyle and Kyle show if the 48 and 42 were swapped, but it's not. Oh, Newman almost spins it. He skidded the heck out of the tires, but he saved it. Was able to keep it straight. 5 to go. Johnson's still trying to chase down Kyle Busch. He ran a really good line in 1 and 2. That's where he gains all of his time. Where Kyle Busch gains it back in 3 and 4. There you go. You see, he tries to drive it in as hard, although that time, oh, you see Kyle Busch just gets the better run off. Larson 2. 4 to go this time. That time they were just about identical. It's going to take him a take. It's going to stake him a take. It's going to take a mistake from Kyle Busch or a really, really, really good lap from Johnson. They're equals right now. Once again, down through 3 and 4. Johnson half a lane lower. Really good corner there. There it is. Ran half a lane lower, got a good run, and now he's right behind him. 3 to go. Kyle Busch mired a little bit deeper in points than you'd expect with how fast they've been. Johnson all over the back of him. He's really good in 1 and 2. He's going to get under him. Kyle Busch shuts the door. Oh, they make contact. Kyle Busch tried to cut him off, and Johnson tried to force the issue. He's under him now. Down through 3 and 4. 2 to go this time. Johnson, another great run through 3 and 4. He's chipping away at him. Right on his back end. 2 more times around Charlotte to decide the All-Star race. Being real patient all over the back of him. He's really good. He's there now. Kyle Busch drifts up. Johnson's under, and he's at his quarter panel. He's there. Oh, they touch again. There goes Larson under the 48. That is not what Jimmie Johnson needed to see. He does not need opposition from Kyle Larson. Through 3 and 4 again. Johnson's going to get a good run off, but I don't know if Larson did any favors. White flag is out. He's looking under Kyle Busch again. He's diving it in deep. He gets a great run through the bottom, but Kyle Busch is going to fight back. Johnson completes the pass. Kyle Busch, it's real tight. 48 car with a last lap pass. All he's got to do is hang on for one more set of corners. He wore Kyle Busch down, and it looks like he's going to be able to complete it. Johnson hangs on, completes a last lap pass, and he's going to win the All-Star race. Although it's not necessarily an official points-paying race, the 48 car visits victory lane once again for the first time in forever. Technically, he's only won 2 exhibition races, but there's price to this one. It's no $1 million, it's 10 playoff points, but it's still a win for them. They've got to feel confident about it. Crazy, crazy last 2 laps. We're going to go back and look at it. It all starts here. He got a really good 3 and 4 last time and was able to get right up to Kyle Busch's bumper. I believe right here they make a little bit of contact. Yeah, Kyle Busch. Johnson tries to get up to him, and Kyle Busch doesn't get a great run off. Johnson drives into him and almost turns him there. That allows Kyle Larson to close up, and I think Kyle Larson getting under Johnson actually might have been a really good thing. See there, Kyle Busch gets a slightly better run off, and Johnson has to file in behind him. A really excellent battle between the 2 drivers. See, Johnson's able to run that half a lane lower. He's got enough grip to make it work. And right there, ooh, they touched again. That's what allowed Larson to get under. It forced the 48 to the high side. Fortunately, Johnson was able to somehow make the top side work. Kyle Busch was racing with his life. Kyle Busch did not have any tire left. Johnson got a good enough run. He was able to send it in on the last lap. Yeah, he gets under him here. Kyle Busch gets a little arrow loose. And that's why Kyle Busch was not able to get a run, because he had to really check up in the corner. He was able to shut Kyle Larson off. He was going to have another shot. The 48 car was strong in the long run. And then he was able to rip it around. Just a really, really amazing battle between the 3 drivers. Had to go back and look at it. They almost wrecked each other twice. Some really awesome racing, and I cannot wait to record the Coca-Cola 600. That is going to be a fun race. So now with the final standing, Jimmie Johnson picking up the All-Star win and 10 playoff points to his name. I believe those will be his first playoff points up this season. He has not won a pole. He has not won a race, so that's good for them. Kyle Busch missing out on an opportunity to gain more playoff points. Currently total at 8, not bad. Kyle Larson 3rd, Eric Jones 4th, Kurt Busch 5th, Keselowski 6th, Kevin Harvick 7th, Alex Bowman 8th, Chase Elliott 9th, William Byron rounding out the top 10, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Newman, Blaney, and then Reddick and Stenhouse race their win. Now here's the guys that got drawn to win double points if they won. Almirola 18th, heavy damage. Truex extremely heavy damage 20th. And then our DNFs at the race, Clint Boyer and Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin was drawn and he finished dead last. All around a really, really awesome race. Good racing all the way. You had wrecks, you had contacts, close calls, big hits, and an electrifying finish. I am super entertained by the last 40 laps. Sorry for the extremely long video. If you did watch all the way through the video, I'm sure you weren't disappointed with the way this went. It was good. It was very good. So if you did watch all the way, thank you so much. That means a lot. That is pretty cool. If you just skip to the end, then thanks for clicking. If you liked it, like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one, where we're at the same track just for a long race. I'm deciding between 80 and 120 laps. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I might do 120. So, we'll see. See you guys on the next one. Thank you.